But Bo, you say, you can't make another Acasis video. You've made so many. What I say to you is, shut your darn mouth. Acasis. I have lots of Acasis products. 1, 2, there's another one off camera downstairs. 3, 4. Better lock your door because a new one's coming. I buy a lot of Acasis and sometimes they send me stuff. This one they sent me. This is very cool because it is an 80, where are you? Gigabit per second? Gigabit per second? USB 5, Thunderbolt 5. Awesome. Finally getting into it. So your product that you own probably doesn't support Thunderbolt 5 yet, USB 5 yet, but some of you might. If you have yourself a MacBook Pro, M4 MacBook Pro, which I have off camera here, it'll have Thunderbolt 5, I think 2 Thunderbolt 5 ports, or if you have the Mac Mini with the Pro chip, or a Mac Studio M4 with the Pro chip or higher, you're going to have Thunderbolt 5 ports. So what's the difference here? We'll get into it. These ones here, for example, are USB 4. USB 4 in real world transfers, when you're plugging it in, you're moving files around, you do benchmarks, you get about 3,500 megabytes per second of transfer speed, which is very fast, because a traditional USB 10, like this Brent thing here, this will only give you a quarter of that, about a quarter of that. So you get about 1,000 megabytes per second transfer speed. This, in theory, will be twice as fast. USB 5 is here. I think it's been like specified for a long time. It's just no one has it. And Thunderbolt 5, which are basically the same. Mac, Apple, I suppose, that I know of, was the first to put it on their laptops and their little mini desktops. So my desk is messy because I'm moving things around, but all we need for this is an Acasis backdrop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, by the way, I forgot one more. I just bought this. We need more in the background. It's nice. Cute little guy. Zoom in. So, some ventilation, lots of ventilation, because it's probably going to have the potential to run warm. That looks fine. On top we have a little fan, the USB connector. It's not a docked style thing, so it's just going to be the connector. It's actually a little smaller than the previous USB 4s that I've done from Acasis. A little shorter, basically the same width. I should know how to open it. There we go. That scared me a little bit. Fan underneath. I guess I could take out this and have a look underneath. No. Give me M.2 connector and then a fan. And then some more chips on the bottom. Very simple, very straightforward. That fan should blow air through the system. We're going to put an 8 terabyte in this. Isn't that just crazy? This is going to touch this. It's going to work as conduction, passive heat cooling, where this heat just comes into the metal, cools it down, the metal gets hot, but the fan is going to blow air just over the metal and it will cool the metal, almost like a heatsink in your CPU, whatever, where it just blows cool air over metal stuff. The metal stuff stays cool and the metal itself is extracting heat from your device. Okay, so we're going to plug this in. This is a NVMe. I don't remember if there's anything on it, but doesn't really matter. We'll do some synthetics. Then what I'll probably do is take some stuff off of one of these, put them on the computer. Okay, so we have our NVMe, plug it in. 8, there it is. It's an exFAT. We'll run it in exFAT for now. We could do Windows native, or we could do Mac native APFS, which would probably be slightly faster. However, I might eventually want to be using this between this and a Windows device once Windows has Thunderbolt 4, once I have one with Thunderbolt 4. So this is a Western Digital 850X, very, very high-end NVMe, 8 terabytes. So I'm assuming it's going to be fast. Insufficient permissions. I'm assuming it's going to be very fast. And it should not really be bottleneck itself. Boom. 5 gigabyte per second, 5.9 gigabyte per second. Very quick. As a proof of concept, we're going to plug in another one. Look at that. We could stop the video right there if needed. I don't know why it says that, but the Acasis Western Digital 850X with a Thunderbolt 4 is 2.7 gigabytes per second. Okay, so that alone is probably enough to do the whole video. You can see the same drive, 850X, 8 terabyte, both Acasis drives. This one here is a USB 4. You can see 2.77. This one here is USB 5 or Thunderbolt 5, 5.57. So it's actually slightly more than double, but this is a completely full drive, or very close to being full. This one is not, so. But you'll get the idea there. It's going to run twice as fast. We'll come over here, we'll do the same thing, just with another one. Select target drive. We'll do, I guess that's the video editing one. Yeah, it's about the same as Magic Disk Price Mark. 2.8 to 3. Pretty standard. Pretty standard. It's full. Technically it can go faster, you know, but it is what it is. When it starts to get a little bit full, it'll slow down, but that's about USB 4, Thunderbolt 4 speeds. So your previous enclosures. Fine. Now we're gonna go set target drive. We'll do the other one. We'll run it again. Way faster. 5.5. Yeah, that's fast. I mean, obviously to date it is the fastest external enclosure I've ever tested, by a lot. So what we're seeing here is, you know, previously when you got into, you know, Gen 4 drives, Gen 5 drives, Gen 3 drives, and you're using external enclosures, I mean, it all depended on the speed. You could get the best drive in the world if you were using something like this little Sobrent thing. It's only going to run about 1,000 megabytes per second. So I mean, you could just get whatever, like a Gen 3 mediocre drive, and it would be fine. So getting a significantly faster drive, like these here, or a 990 Pro or something like that, it was redundant because it didn't run any faster. So you basically wanted to get a Gen 3 drive, pop it in because that's as fast as you could go, probably a good one. But now, with these Thunderbolt 5, this Thunderbolt 5 drive enclosure from Acasis, you can use drives like this, very, very high-end Gen 4 drives, because you're going to be getting speeds that are actually leveraging that. But primarily I just want to get things like temperatures, but I mean that's the test. That's half the test right there. Let's move some data just to make sure. So we'll open up this one. Now my issue is whether I use the internal storage on this Mac or I use the other Acasis. They're not going to be able to max out the speed of this thing here. But we can do it anyways. So we'll take this. We'll go into finish so we can grab a big video. An Acasis dock. We'll take this. Do I have the final output here? Acasis, that's the video there. How big is this file? That's not very big actually. Must have been a shorter video. So we'll just go like that. Grab all those, move them over. Look at how fast that is. Holy crap. So it's fast. Let's write some stuff off. We'll bring these back off. We'll put them on the Mac storage. I think the Mac storage is actually technically slower than the enclosure, which is funny. That was so fast. Didn't even show it. Super fast. This is internal Mac storage. Let's go like this. We'll delete these off. We'll move them back. Yeah. So, you know, the internal Mac storage is not that fast. The enclosure is faster. The enclosure is faster than the internal Mac storage. Isn't that funny? I'll do some very quick benchmarks here on my Windows machine. It's not going to run as fast because it's only USB 4, but it'll run at USB 4 speeds, theoretically. That's something I want to confirm. But what I also want to do here is check temperature. So this is my internal SSD inside of my laptop, 4655, 990 Pro. This is basically the equivalent tier of drive, just a bit larger, 8 terabytes. It's actually running cooler in the enclosure, 50, 31, so, and 29. So generally speaking, it's running cooler, which makes sense. It's in a giant piece of metal with a fan in it, so that makes sense. And we'll just paste. So these speeds aren't ever going to be that fast because it's real world data, but we'll see how fast it goes. That's normal, pretty quick. What we want to care about here is the temperatures. It's not really changing anymore, so it did go up a tiny little bit, but it's basically just plateauing there. Interestingly, obviously the internal NVMe inside of my laptop itself is running significantly hotter, so that makes sense. It's working. The metal itself is cooling the device, and the fan is then cooling the metal. So you're probably going to use this for like a video editing file, storage, work directly off of it, be slamming it all day. You're not going to be worried about temperatures there, so I guess we can just stop this. The next thing we'll do here is we'll just come in and just do one synthetic benchmark, just because it's USB 4 and it's Windows. So it's fine. Some devices do have problems with backwards compatibility. This is not one of them. If you plug it into a USB 4 device, you're going to get USB 4 speeds, very upper, and USB 4 speeds. And then of course if you plug it into USB 5, Thunderbolt 5, you'll get those speeds. So that's looking good there. Overall, honestly, the performance, it's going up. That's the fastest USB 4 I've ever seen. Obviously it makes sense. The device itself is capable of doing more than USB 4, so this is quite literally as fast as my port can possibly do. So, I mean, this thing is just truly outstanding. If you're looking for a device like this, USB 4 even, I mean, in some ways you might just want to pick this up because it's going to give you the fastest USB 4s I've ever seen here, but then it's also going to give you that future-proofing where once laptops and desktops and that start to come out with USB 5 or Thunderbolt 5, you're going to be able to leverage those right away. But even as it is right now, I mean, these are clearly and by far the fastest USB 4 external speeds I've ever used, which makes sense because we're quite literally limited only by the bandwidth of the actual port itself. The device itself is capable of doing much more than my laptop is capable of doing.